When people talk about being bullied as a kid, often something that is overlooked is not being chosen. The dread that comes with knowing that you have to work in a pair or in a group when nobody wants you, or when you know that nobody's going to pick you for the sports team, or you know that nobody wants to sit next to you on the field trip, is one that's quite hard to articulate and one that's quite hard to replicate. The thing about people who weren't chosen growing up is that the first time that they feel chosen and feel validated as an adult, it can be toxic, it can be intoxicating. It's very easy to become obsessed with being picked, being chosen, being wanted. And it's one of those things, one of those thumbprints that bullying leaves behind that nobody talks about. This might seem random. The reason I bring this up is because I'm at a junction. Some of the people who I started medical school with, I will not be graduating with because I'm choosing to take a year out and they're not choosing to take a year out. And recently I went to a restaurant with these friends and I was eating and I found myself crying. And honestly, as I film this voiceover, I'm trying my best not to cry again. Finding friends and healthy friendships, sisterhood as an adult is one of the things that I am most grateful for and I thank God for every single day. But there is this cognitive dissonance between what I know and then what I feel in my subconscious mind, in my lizard brain, if you will. I know that us being on different paths doesn't mean that we're now enemies. It doesn't mean that they're no longer choosing me. It doesn't mean that I'm unwanted. But deep down, that little girl who was picked on, that was bullied, that was ignored and unwanted and unchosen, is screaming and kicking because she feels the same, that she's not being chosen. Having to take a step back and tell myself that that is not true, that I am no longer in an unsafe environment, I am no longer vulnerable, I am no longer at the mercy of the people that I am around, has been a challenge. It's been tough, but it's an art. It's an art form to know how to let go. Not just letting go of the past and letting go of the trauma and letting go of the fingerprints that the bullying left behind, but also being able to let go of the grip that I have on the friends that I have. I cannot grip tighter and think that it will change our dynamic, that it will make them choose me more or make them love me more. You're meant to hold the friends that you have in the palm of your hand so that God can bless you. God gives and God takes, and I'm so grateful for these friends. And learning to be able to let go and say, do you know what, we're all on different paths. That I'm going to go take a year out of med school and you're going to continue med school, or you're going to go and get married, or you're going to go and have kids, or whatever infinite number of things that we could do in our lives. Knowing that these things can happen and we're still okay, it doesn't somehow mean that our friends don't want us or our friends don't love us or that our friends hate us or don't choose us. This has been a really long way to ramble and say that bullying sucks and it has all of these invisible impacts that we have to unlearn and erase from ourselves as adults, which also sucks. But it's important that we do so, and it's important because we don't want to be constrained by the past. We want to let ourselves go as well because it is an art form.